How's it going, friends? This is Rajan Torts here. I hope How's it going, friends is a good intro. I hate Hello YouTube. This is Rajan Torts here. It's kind of boring, so impersonal. So I'm going to start from now on doing Hello, friends. This is Rajan Torts here. I hope that's okay with you guys. So, hello, friends. This is Rajan Torts here. And in today's video, we're going to go visit a German pet store. So I know some of you have been asking for this, and with some of you, I mean one person, so I'm going to do this video. So I went to a pet store, I recorded a video, and that's what you guys are going to see next. I actually tried doing something different now, so I recorded the video and did the audio after because it was pretty loud in the pet store. So I'm going to need some feedback from you guys, see how you liked it, if you liked it or not. And yeah, that's it. This is a short intro, so let's get started. So here we are. We've arrived at the German pet store. With we, I mean me and you, I guess. The weather's absolutely awful, so that's why I'm filming this inside the car and not walking towards the store. So yeah, let's get inside and I'll show you what a German pet store looks like. So that was just to look at all the reptiles that they had at the store there. We're going to start with the tortoise because I love the little tortoises they had there. So these are little Greek tortoises. Tortoise? No, tortoises. So they were taken pretty well care of. They had a lot of food that they spilled all over the cage. Only issue I had with them is that there's so many in that little space. So back there you can already see a couple little more. I think there's like 10 of them. And it was a pretty small cage, but otherwise I loved them. They were really cool. Right underneath there were some adult bearded dragons, which two of them in this tiny cage wasn't that great. The heat lamps were also really close, they could burn themselves. And to top it all off, they had a little plated lizard in the cage with them, and mixing species is never ever a good idea. So the plated lizard, they're not looking very happy. The water bowl is pretty messy. So I don't know, the bearded dragon cage I was a little bit disappointed with because, you know, you're a big pet store, you should be able to take care of your reptiles better. But you know, not like they're looking burned or anything, so at least that is something. Here we have some ball pythons, which in Germany for some reason are extremely overpriced. So the regular in there was $99, and then the one that's in the cage, the hide there, which apparently is some sort of morph, was 249 euros. So 99 euros, 249 euros. That's just a crazy amount of money, and more like 99 euros for a normal ball python. That's like $150, which I think is a little bit too much of a markup if you're asking me. I think next we're going to look at like some little froggies, the little dart frogs, and yeah, so dart frogs, really cute. I've never seen them that small. I guess it's a little young one, or the species is just that small. I've had a Pac-Man frog before. I don't know if I'd get a dart frog just because they're so small. I feel like I would accidentally break them, you know, break a leg or something like that if I throw a cricket on them the wrong way. So that's just not something I would want to worry about. They're really cool looking though, so that's at least something. Where are we going to look at next? At the bottom here? No, yes, no, at the bottom. All right. So these, they're called like desert iguanas in German. I don't know what they are in English. They look really neat though. And they look something like similar care requirements as bearded dragons, which is pretty cool. Just the variety in Germany is just really nice. Yeah, so desert iguana. If someone wants to tell me what these guys actually are, I would greatly appreciate it. They look really neat. They had the same setup as the bearded, kind of, was pretty cool. Yeah, now we have the panther chameleon, which panther chameleons are supposed to be really nice and colorful. This guy was just like gray, so he must have been super stressed out. If you guys saw my 1,000 subscriber video where I went to our pet store, we had a panther chameleon at the time, which was just gorgeous colors. So I don't know what's wrong with this guy here. Maybe he was stressed out. Who knows? Kind of sucks though. Poor little guy. Here they have, I don't know what this guy is. Some sort of dragon. Yeah, the Italian name's down there, I think. So Italian name. The Latin name was down there. So I'm going to look this guy up later. he has this really cool like little black spikes on the back of his neck. So they seem to be an arboreal species as well, judging by the cage, and tropical. So they look really cool. You know, they look like these ancient little beings, and with the spikes on the back, it's just pretty neat. Not a lot of reptiles have that, you know? And with reptiles, a lot of it is this coolness factor, which really is there with them. And last one I'm looking at here is this python, which, you know, is in its water bowl without any water, so that just screams mites to me. I hope that's not the case. But anyway, it looks like this guy should have some water in his bowl, and the employees are not giving him enough water, which was a little bit of a piss off. And then to end up this sad story, there's the crested geckos, and I'm trying to find this one hiding back there, completely missing the one sitting in plain sight at the front up against the glass, which doesn't look that happy. It's just kind of squished against the glass, not moving. I didn't see it in there, so I don't know if it's dead or alive. Who knows? We're moving on to the reptile section of the supplies now, and all the live plants, they're pretty damn cool. I know we don't sell any live plants, and the selection of wood to put in your cage as well for decoration. They sell it by weight, which I think is awesome. I don't remember how much it was, but I remember it was selling by weight. And then the supplies here, all the little critter keepers, the lights, the heating supplies. It's just, you have this huge selection, so if a customer comes in and they're looking for something, you don't have to special order it, which is the case with our pet store. You know, you can just be like, yeah, sure, you know, look in our kilometers of reptile supplies. There's just so much bedding and everything. It's good to see that people can at least buy all the supplies they need. And then the frozen food for snakes. You got some baby chicks over here, so baby chickens. And which I found really funny is the mice on ice baby. Which, I mean, obviously it's baby mice on ice, but it's kind of like ice baby. I don't know. I found it funny. They seem to sell all their rats in like little tubs, and the prices weren't too bad. It's just, I don't know, when someone can't come in and just want to buy one mouse, you know, they have to buy them prepackaged, which I guess it's a big store, so it makes sense. But oh well. They also have these humongous locusts, you know, and that's really cool because bearded dragons, obviously the tiny little crickets, that's not something that they want to, like, they appreciate if you feed them like larger things. So having these locusts as an option to spice up their diet, I think is really cool. So those obviously are not allowed in Canada. They're an invasive species, blah blah blah. But in Germany, you know, you have this variety. You also have some Mediterranean crickets here. I think they're these little black crickets, which I zoom in now and you can't really see them at all because of the reflection. But they're little black crickets, which just, this variety is great. And here we're just looking at the store. So this is just like an overview of the store. You can see it's huge. I'm panning over to the reptile section. Down there you can see the fish section. So now we're going to actually go look at the fish section. We just finished with the reptiles. There's where they have the little turtles in a pond. And with the fish section, we're going to start off with the saltwater fish. So saltwater fish or in aquariums was never something I got into because it's way too expensive for me. But I really like looking at them because the fish have all these neat colors. They have their bright yellows and blues, which you don't always see with the freshwater fish. And they're pretty big too, you know. So it's pretty cool. They at the store here, they like kind of denoted saltwater from freshwater with these blue lights. They had tanks where they only grew corals, which was pretty cool as well. And I don't know, I really like seeing fresh saltwater fish because I don't get to see them at my store. I don't think we have any in Ottawa. All the supplies here, all the crazy grow lights that they need for the corals, pretty damn cool. And then on the left over there, you can already see the start of the freshwater section. And I go through the freshwater fish section pretty quickly, but it was just incredibly huge. They start off with some cichlids over here. They have 3 like whole stands of just cichlids, which just blew my mind. You know, it's a lot of space and it's just absolutely crazy. So I don't know all the species in there. Obviously, I haven't seen most of them ever because we only carry a certain amount of fish at my pet store. But no, excuse me. But I don't know. They're nice and colorful fish as well. And as you can see, the tanks are not as crowded yet. I mean, we're gonna look at the discus tank in a while. They're pretty crowded. Here you got some clown loaches. They had a huge yo-yo loach in there, which just as I came over, it went to disappear. But normally the yo-yo loaches I see, they're these tiny, tiny little things, and they had this one huge yo-yo loach in there. And here, as you can see, are the discus. They had one whole rack just of discus. In the middle, you got like the medium-sized discus. At the bottom, you got the huge ones. At the top, you have the little ones. And the little ones were just so crowded in there. I mean, I guess they just all came to the front because they thought I was going to feed them or something, but it's just, it looks pretty damn crowded in there for just the amount of fish, and discus need really clean water. So it's just a little bit of a like, maybe go a little bit easier on the discus. They also had some cool Koelle species that I've never seen, so you're not really going to see them because I kind of just like breeze by them in a second, but they had some Koelles that had like a black triangle on their back and they're like yellowish, which I was like, I've never seen these Koelles before. So they're just in here. Those are the panda Koelles, but then in the back, you got them over here with the black on the back. So if someone could tell me what Koelles those are, I'd appreciate it. And then they have their live plants. They have like this section of live plants that kind of keep in these dry containers, which I think is pretty cool. And then they got a huge row of submerged plants. So huge row of aquatic plants. Just this tank is absolutely humongous. I can't even find the words for it. So it's like, those are like 3 separate tanks, but the tanks themselves are already incredibly large with all the freshwater plants. I think that selection's awesome. Then they have the koi keeping in ponds, and goldfish is really popular. So they have their koi here and the pond plants over there. And we're going to look at the large koi pond they had in the store. So they actually had a large koi pond in the store, which I found was pretty damn cool. So we're just going to look at that right now. And you can actually buy food to feed them. And yeah, they're large. Like some of them were a meter long. And there's a little, you can pay €1 to feed them some food. I think that's pretty cool at the store. And yeah, so that was all the animals, and you're gonna hear actual me in a second because right now I'm just speaking over a video recording. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this store. I know I really did. And so that was a little bit of a different visit to a pet store than I usually do. Usually you go inside to look at the animals and buy something, and I was in there silently filming all the animals. Anyway, that was my visit to a German pet store. Now, this is not the typical German pet store. Usually, pet stores are a lot smaller. We were visiting my grandparents right now. So for those of you that are following me on YouTube, you know that right now, this is the weekend. I'm recording this where I said I'm not going to be answering questions because I don't have internet. So that's where I am right now. I'm in a different part of Germany. They have this amazing pet store. I was here already a year ago, and it's just huge. The selection they have, I'm going to mention this in the video a bunch of times probably, but it's just absolutely incredible. All the animals that they have there, they have saltwater, freshwater. You know, they have a bunch of parrots, a bunch of small animals. I didn't show those sections because the video is going to be long enough as is. The reptile section's incredible. All the reptiles you can buy there, and amphibians, which you definitely can't buy in Canada. And then the supplies, just the fresh supplies. They sell fresh plants for your reptiles, you know, so they have pretty much like a grocery store. All the supplies is just incredible. So anyway, I hope at one point Canada is going to get to this level. I highly doubt it, but I guess we'll see. I hope you enjoyed this pet store. I know I really, really do. I'm probably going to put the name and address in the comment section if you guys are ever in Germany and want to check it out. And yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.